Lucy taking some type of particle or little piece of paper off the court.
Yeah, the winds are a little strong right now, so I would imagine there might be some debris and things making their way over here.
Well, and little things like that can deter your attention. Sometimes can take your attention away. That ball hit just long by Abbie Brooks. So again, that was a point for Lucy Kovalova.
Yeah, looks like there might have been a little question there. Looks like there might be a little question about the rally scoring going on here.
And we're going to have this. I mean, this is part of the growing pains with trying something new. So you guys just bear with us, hang in there with us. We're going to get it figured out. We're all going to try to create a good rhythm and a good cadence with this. But even the referees and the players are going to struggle just a little bit initially to figure out, get a grasp, I guess you would say, on this rally scoring. I'm really not sure. Some of the pros told me that they didn't even realize that it was rally scoring until they got here a day or two ago. So this should be very interesting.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm happy that this is happening now and not later in the matches, right? I mean, they're just starting this off here. So they're really focusing on making sure that there's clarity around how the scoring is going to work.
Yes.
Looks like Jan is jumping in here to provide clarity. So we definitely appreciate hearing that.
We appreciate Jan coming in and giving some clarity because, again, rally scoring is not the traditional way that we do pickleball scoring. So this is going to be some growing pains. But, again, just hang in there with us. We will get this figured out. And then once we get rolling, it will be smooth sailing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be smooth sailing from here. So the score is officially 1-1.
That was called wide by Abbie there. So again, just so everybody's clear, that is a point for Abbie Brooks, even though she was not serving. Okay, that's the difference in the rally score.
Yep.
In traditional, that would just be a side out.
So Scott, talk about how line calls happen here when there's not line judges for a match like this.
Okay, so when there's no line judges, the foot faults on the serve and the kitchen faults are called by the referee that's on hand, Jack. But the line calls, the perimeter, is actually called by the players themselves. And then if there's a disagreement, then you would appeal to the referee, and if the referee had a good view, then the referee will overturn it. If not, they'll just play on.
Great job by Abbie there holding the line.
And keep in mind, guys, that this has been a 3-hour delay, so you're going to see them kind of start off probably a little slow, and then they'll get going once they start sweating and things. But it's initially, they're just kind of coming out of this 3-hour delay. Boy, that was a nice passing forehand shot there by Abbie. She waited and let that ball bounce. She thought that ball might have gone long, but it did drop on the baseline, and she ripped it past Lucy there. As you can see, singles is quite a bit different than doubles. The way the style is played, it's a lot more driving and passing shots. The points aren't quite as long. You don't see as much dinking, especially in this type of matchup. They stay back a little more and drive. And it's more about manipulating and moving the opponent around by passing shots, cross court or down the line, things like that, which fits well into the background of Lucy Kovalova, which is a big tennis background, as well as Abbie. That's a great touch shot right there. You see both of the ladies using two-handed backhands as well, so that's definitely a weapon.
They can generate a lot of power with that rear hand in it. So now that's an example right there, Scott, of where rally scoring can really come into play. If you miss your serve, that's not just a side out. That's a side out and a point for your opponent.
Absolutely. Very important to get those serves and returns in. Give yourself a chance. Abbie so far early doing a great job of moving Lucy back and forth side to side. That ball hit
just a little wide, I believe.
just a little wide. What can get a little confusing even to us is if there's not a clear sign of an out call, then you hear a point, you're not sure if that would go to the server or the receiver, but that was actually wide, so that would be a point for Lucy. Another great touch shot there by Abbie. She's coming up to that net. She's getting herself established up there at the kitchen, and she's long and athletic, so she's able to get her paddle on that ball that Lucy's driving. It's another good two-handed drive down the line, pulling Lucy off the court there. As we suspected, Eddie, this is a fast-moving game. They're already at 8-8.
Yeah, moving much faster than than if it was a non-rally scoring match. That's for sure.
Agreed. That's really good passing shot there by Lucy. Again, that's what we're going to see a lot of is driving the ball hard, either down the line or cross court, trying to pull your opponent off the. Oh, that's just a great inside out. And that's a wrap. That's a game one in the books. I blinked and that thing was over there, Eddie.
I know, and that's the thing is that, with rally scoring, things just move so fast, and like that, it's over.
11-8 final there. That was Lucy Kovalova taking game one. Now, we are doing best 2 out of 3. So keep in mind, that was just the first game. So they're going to switch sides and do this again. Let's see which player is going to make some adjustments. I feel like this could come down to unforced errors at this point.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's, the majority of time in most matches, it's going to come down to unforced errors. Not as much at the professional level, but I think it could come down to that here.
Also, they're doing 1 minute in between games instead of 2 just because of the 3-hour delay. Oh, boy, that was nice.
What a shot.
Very nice. That ball kicked wide on Lucy right there. She made a good stretch for it, but just couldn't get a paddle on that one.
I wonder how much the wind is coming into play right now. I mean, I know as singles it's mostly driving shots, but I wonder if they're starting to feel it.
I mean, I certainly can feel it, so I'm sure they can too, but I don't know that at the pro level that it affects them that much unless it's strong 25 to 30 mile an hour winds. Right now it feels okay.
Abbie with a quick 2-0 lead.
Boy, that is just great touch there. Lucy actually let that go, I believe, thinking it was going to go out, and it did drop in.
And that might have been a count on the win there.
Absolutely.
She might have assumed that ball was heading out.
Oh, that's just too good. Again, like both of these girls, when they get up to the non-volley zone, they're so athletic and long and just able to get just huge reach there. Lucy just covering up that kitchen.
Scott, we got a nice comment here from Matthew Jean-Baptiste Webster. He said, Scott, some great commentary provided. I agree. You're crushing it already.
Thank you, Matt. We really appreciate your comments, and we're just here for you guys, man. That's what we're doing this for. Boy, that is really, really good by Lucy. She's starting to get her blood flowing and her sweat going, and it's really fun to watch her do that right there.
She's warming up, coming to life.
That's a good timeout there by Abbie. She's down a game. She lost that first game 11-8. She's now down 4-3. A good timeout, not to let that game get too far of a gap between her and Lucy. The thing with the rally scoring is it can literally get out of hand very quickly on you.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I feel like if you have the momentum, it's going to work greatly in your favor. But if a couple shots, you whiff on, it could really hurt you, and that can set the momentum against you much faster than if you were not doing rally scoring.
For sure. And let's say that you serve the ball and you serve it into the net after like defending a really good rally. Well, then you give that ball back plus lose a point. So it's really a lot of consequences at stake here. Oh, that's a friendly roll right there. That's a Florida roll right there.
Florida roll, baby.
Abbie getting a friendly Florida roll.
4-4.
There's another example of, that would be a point in a regular score too, but you have to make all your shots count in this.
Yeah, with the rally scoring, there's much more consequences to your errors. Much greater consequences, I should say.
That's a good deep serve by Abbie there, pushing Lucy back to the baseline. And then look how she hustles up there. See how she hustles up to that non-volley zone? Then she's dominating from that point. Lucy's at a distinct disadvantage, and Abbie able to take advantage of that.
6-4.
Score 6-4 here in game 2. Okay. Abbie taking a deep breath there between points. I mean, this is grueling, even in this first match.
Yeah, Abbie seems locked in right now. She seems to have picked up that state where she, performs incredibly well at.
Very focused. Oh, look at her get that, making Lucy hit one more ball. Even though she didn't win that point, let's applaud that effort because a lot of people may not have even gone for that ball.
Yeah, 100%. I think that we definitely saw some great athleticism there. Not surprised.
And you never know when you make the opponent hit one more shot. Sometimes they can mess up there. However, Lucy's number 2 in the world. She did not mess that up.
Nope. She's number 2 for a reason.
That's just a good drive. You see how that power, it may not do justice on the video, but in person, that is extremely hard hit by Lucy Kovalova there. Okay, that ball called wide by Abbie Brooks.
Coming down to it. 8-6.
Score is 8-6.
I'd like to give a big shout out to our scoreboard operator, Vicky, right now. Thank you, Vicky, for doing it up.
She's on her A game. She's bringing her A game. That ball called wide by Abbie Brooks. So again, that's a point, not just a side out, but a point in the rally scoring format.
9-7.
Boy, that is wow. I mean, Abbie didn't even take a step before that ball was by her. Both ladies dialed in and focused right now.
You can tell.
Right, there you go. Again, another point on the side out.
Mm-hmm.
10-8.
So we have a match point on the paddle of Abbie Brooks here in game 2.
Line out. Point.
She got every bit of that one, Eddie.
Yes, she did. Yep. That's what the majority of my top spin shots do, by the way. Scott will tell you that.
Okay, that's a wrap.
it.
See, that's the difference. See, we just witnessed why the rally scoring is so much of a faster paced game, because that was just a ball hit wide when Lucy was serving, and normally that would just be a side out, but then that ended the match actually. So there you go.
100%. We're going to go to a game 3, which from a fan's perspective is always appreciated, especially when you have such close matches like we're seeing here today. I'm excited. Curious to see what both of them are going to be pulling out here in this last match.
Yeah, it's been back and forth, and I think Abbie made some good adjustments there in game 2. She pulled that one out 11-9. So right now, both have been neck and neck in both games. The difference to me has been the unforced errors at the end. For example, right there at the end, she was able to win that on an unforced error when Lucy was actually serving. So, also, I don't know if we've mentioned this, but we are going to be doing player interviews after this, so this will be interesting to get those interviews.
Yeah, definitely stay tuned between matches. They're going to be turning over quick so we can stay on schedule, but Scott is going to be doing some interviews with both these ladies after this match.
All right, let's see how this game 3 unfolds, Eddie. This should be very interesting to see who's going to get the upper hand here. So far early, Lucy's got a 2-0 lead. out.
A little bit long.
That's the beautiful Lee Waters helping get that ball back into play there. Thank you, Lee.
It is so cool to look around and see a lot of the top pros in the game here getting ready for their matches and also watching these two ladies duke it out.
And just think, this is just day one, and we've already got a great crowd on here.
We got plenty more action coming our way. I'm excited, Scott. This is fun, man. I love doing this.
Me too. I'd rather be nowhere else than here in
That's
Punta Gorda
right.
with you here.
Referee Jack Feinberg doing a great job recalling the score to make sure there's no confusion out there.
Again, right now, Abbie is doing such a great job of moving Lucy side to side. That right now I think is her advantage. Now, Lucy's not going anywhere. Lucy's going to be somebody who will fight and get the upper hand if she continues to keep playing the way she is. Oh, what a shot.
What a shot. Man.
Great example of that right there.
I mean, she slid 3 feet, put that right over the net.
And then right on the line, it could have easily gone out, but it didn't. That was some fantastic play there by Lucy Kovalova. Boy, I tell you, I thought that ball was going to get hit wide.
Yeah.
And she dipped that thing in.
Able to find that line again, huh?
Just great play by both ladies here.
I believe we just saw Irina Tereshchenko take a spill just behind Abbie there on stadium court as well.
That's not good.
No, she seems to be back in play, though.
All right, that was a let. That ball did hit the net and then dropped right on the outside the line. So get another chance here. The ball was hit long. Again, the consequences, right?
Mm-hmm.
That normally is just a side out.
Yep.
Okay. We see some of the emotion from the players because it's consequential. I mean,
Yep.
they hit a ball, and if they hit it wide on their serve, they lose a point there.
Yeah. Dire consequences.
That's game. I'm sorry. That's not game.
No.
I apologize.
Timeout.
I think it's side switch at 6.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
My apologies.
We were both wrong there.
They looked like it looked like it ended there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize. False alarm.
The game is still going on.
I'm just happy that the sun's out, Eddie, honestly.
Yeah, it's feeling good out here. There's that little breeze keeping it cool.
I was a little concerned after the 3 hours whether we were going to get some play in.
I agree. I was concerned as well.
Jack doing a great job checking in with us over here, making sure we're on the same page.
Yes. Really appreciate that.
Okay, here we go.
7-5 now.
7-5. Abbie Brooks with a late lead here in Game 3.
7-5.
That is just unbelievable play by Abbie right now. She's dialed in. She's hitting the strokes that she needs to hit to be able to beat the #2 global pickleball ranked player in the world, Lucy Kovalova. Let's see if she can sustain this or if Lucy makes a push here. Okay. There's a side out and a point for Lucy.
Scores table. Jan, come to the scores table.
It's a great hit right there by Abbie off the net. That's fantastic. She stayed steady. Sometimes when that ball clips the net, you can get a little jumpy. She was able to maintain her composure and get that ball back over and win that point.
9-6.
Abbie's still leading here. That's a good drop. Oh, just
a little wide. Wow.
It looked good when she first hit that.
Yeah, it did.
You notice she drove a couple. Once she realized she wasn't passing Lucy, she dropped that next ball and unfortunately went just wide, but it was the right mentality there.
Now 7-9 here.
Boy, that's another point, see?
What a return from Abbie, though. I mean, to push Lucy back like that.
And now we've got match point on the paddle of Abbie Brooks for Game 3 win here. Let's see what happens. That is just too good. Abbie just upsets the number 2 player in the world. I'm not totally caught off guard by this, although I think it is a little shocking. That is a fantastic win there. I'm going to head over and do a quick interview with these ladies. Okay, guys, we are here with Abbie Brooks. Abbie, congratulations. What was that like playing rally scoring and being able to pull that out against the number 2 player in the world in Game 3 there?
I thought it was very interesting. I actually really like the rally scoring. At first I thought it would be kind of weird just because it goes by so fast, but it really makes me focus on every single point because it makes me focus on not missing, which when you're having like only winning points off of your serve, it feels like, oh, okay, well, I can take all the time I want, I can miss, it doesn't matter. But when it's every single point, you really focus on every single point, and that helped me to focus more on the whole thing.
Did the game seem to go by quicker for you guys?
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. I definitely, it is a lot quicker, but it is good.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. I'm glad that you enjoyed that. We as fans definitely enjoyed it. We'll see you the next round.